everybody, and welcome to Phil's Corner, the unusual Thursday eBay slot. Usually this is what we do on a Tuesday, but basically I've been a bit ill. I've just had a cold. You can probably still hear my voice. I'll try and mute myself if I do cough or anything. I've got my mute button ready. But that's why we did it today rather than on Tuesday. But welcome. And welcome to Brock. Our audio is a little low. Thank you, Brock. Thank you. Let me sort that out. Hopefully that's better. I'll maybe dial the music down slightly as well. I probably need to just sit closer to the mic, to be fair. We'll try that. Thank you, but let me know if it is still low. Good stuff. Yeah, basically, guys, as I say, I wasn't well. I'm still a little bit ill. You can probably hear and see it. But I was keen to do this. And hey, you don't need to be too well to browse eBay, do you? So we'll give it a go. We'll also, at the start of this stream, I've got the packages from my last eBay stream, the last eBay stream. The pickups we got from that. So I'll show that, unpack them on stream. Yeah, but I hope you're well. Last I checked, England were winning against Italy, so I'm sure some of you will have that on, and this is on the second screen, which is all good. But yeah, welcome. Brock says, "How you doing?" Yep, I'm feeling better, mate. I'm nearly there. As I say, just a cold and whatever, but getting there. And he also says, this morning, Jonathan Wilson from the guiding game at University here, about missing Argentina. Very nice. He's a big name in football journalism, writing. So that's very cool. And won a copy of his book. Very nice indeed. Yeah, so as we start, guys, I'll give the usual disclaimer. Make sure you subscribe. Maybe you've come in via Twitter, and you're very welcome here. Make sure you subscribe. Lots of videos to come. I've just put a video out today showing you the kind of things you can get from Foot Fanatics, one of my long-time sponsors. And there's other videos to come. You'll also get notified when I go live and that sort of thing. So make sure you subscribe. Leave a like as well if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the stream. This person is at San Bruno match. Oh, very nice. How are they doing? I've not seen them playing or anything. Right, we've got two shirts here from the last eBay stream. The first one, and I've literally just opened this just on stream, and I thought it would be fun to just do this. Again, apologies for the sound here. First up, we have this Werder Bremen shirt. Now, the fun thing first is to check if this is real, because no guarantee. I'm pretty sure it was. Let's have a look. Looks pretty good to me. Looks pretty good. You can see a bit of an inside net detail there. And it's still got the tags as well. Against Northern London, 0-0. That's a good result for them. Yeah. So Werder Bremen shirt. That's checked out. Is this an XL? Oh, it's an L. Okay. So there we go. That was on eBay. I think from memory it was pretty cheap. I can't remember the price we paid. I'll have to check the stream again. There we go. Very happy with that. And the other one, I can't remember what this was now. Again, these are two shirts we picked up from. I think this is the Huddersfield shirt. Again, from the last stream a couple of weeks ago. The packaging on this one is a bit more substantial, but somewhere under there is a Huddersfield Town shirt. And there we go. Oh, knock at my mic there. Pretty nice. Tailored by Umbro. Definitely smells a bit of washing powder, so we might have to give that another quick rinse. But looking good. Some minor marks of the sponsor, but overall very happy. So those are the two picks we got last eBay stream. both in the kind of bargain range. We will see what we can get tonight as well. Box is a nice shirt. I still want to get that peach coloured bomber shirt. Yeah, the peach one is very nice indeed. That's certainly one I'm also I wouldn't mind picking up for a good price. Right, guys, as we start, I'll just blow my nose. Make sure. Yep. Okay, we're good. We're good. Let's get to eBay. This is very simply what we like to do on the eBay stream. A very broad term, like literally just football shirt auctions ending soonest of all the ways to shop on eBay. This is one of my favourites. There are lots of ways to do it. As we start, I like the look of this Kilmarnock shirt. XL isn't an ideal size. I think if this was an L though, this would be a good pickup for a tenner. Hummel, of course, has a certain amount of appeal. But that is, that's still, again, a great pickup. I really like the sponsor there. Very kind of charming Baker's sponsor. Boxes, there's some Huddersfield shirts and Matchroom shirts. Very nice. I'll have to check that out. I don't typically go in for Matchroom stuff, but no, if it's a Huddersfield stuff, I'll be interested. So the other thing I would say, the picture quality isn't great. It looks like there might be possibly some damage on the manufacturing market. It's hard to see. But for a tenner, wow, that's sharp. Okay. I mean, this is, the way it often goes on eBay. That literally jumped from 10 to 27. So at 27, less of a bargain. Still a decent price. But I would be surprised if that was available for much more. Assuming it would have made the end of season sales. But who knows? Clearly enough interest from a couple of people. So 27 quid, more than I would have expected to go for, but there we go. Okay, no worries, Buck, no worries. But yeah, welcome everybody, welcome. As this is not the usual day we do eBay, I wasn't sure how many people would get, but we've already got 9 people. Good stuff. And as I say, apologies if I do sound a bit under the weather. I'm feeling much better than I was on Tuesday. And it's just a cold, but how it is. I've been trying to shake it off. But looking at these shirts here will certainly help. Not least this jacket. Wow. This is a beautiful Lotto jacket for Wales. Brilliant condition. I've not seen this one before. Zip possibly with some damage. It's hard to see. But that is a fantastic pickup. 100 quid. Reflective of its quality. Jake says, evening everyone, I have around 50 shirts finishing tonight on eBay. If anyone's interested, let me know, as I'm happy to sell for less on Twitter. Great stuff, Jake. Jake, who's occasionally, well, we've stumbled across Jake's stuff more than once here on the stream. Good stuff. Thank you, Jake. And to be honest, you dropped your handle there as well. We could certainly, check that out as well. Do you have the stuff on Twitter as well, Jake, or is it just on eBay? Either way, this is a great jacket. Now, I'm interested to see what this goes for actually, so we'll maybe watch this as it counts down. This is, I think, increasingly it's an interesting area of the market. Kind of training jackets, walkout jackets. I think it's amazing the kind of the value that these hold. Often jackets go on as much, if not more, than the shirts of the same season. That's not always the case, but certainly kind of anecdotally, when I've seen some jackets, you think of, for example, you see a lot of Liverpool jackets from the Adidas era and the kind of training stuff there. That is, again, really, really valuable. Easily 3 figures. Now, of course, some of the shirts are also valuable, but it's worth, keeping an eye on stuff for this. And obviously, again, this has had a lot of interest. I don't recall seeing this. In fact, I can't even remember what year it was that Wales were with Lotto. So let's have a look on good old football shirts. Our go-to when it comes to looking at kit history. So it looks like it was the late 90s. It was a brief period actually, to be fair. So from 96 is that to 99 or 2000. So just literally a few years, I think. That certainly lines up here. 150, wow. So again, huge numbers. Well, I say huge. If this was on classic football shirts, it would be going for certainly a couple of hundred, you would imagine. But yeah, you know, this is again, obviously, and then you go on 185. So big money for a very nice jacket. Certainly the kind of thing again which you don't see every day, and a very timeless look. Very nice, very nice. Wow. Talk about ruined football shirts. That is hilarious. I don't know what to say to this. Again, we're taking a while to load there. Come on, son. Believe it or not, we've just upgraded our internet this week. It should be double the speed, and as I'm saying that, something's not working because that is not loading. If I have dropped, please do let me know. I think we're still good from what I can see. Seems to just be that listing, I think. Or maybe it's just, I don't know what's going on. Something's not right. Hey Joe, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Yeah, guys, it's really encouraging to see some decent numbers here on this unusual time slot for the eBay stream. Again, I don't know what's going on here. I hope I've not dropped on the stream, but eBay is certainly not looking too hot. Again, we've just upgraded our internet, and yet I don't think that's reflecting at the moment. I'm trying to just reload the page. Not sure what is going on. Let me just try and let's have a go. Again, apologies. I think it is just eBay is being very slow, but I'm going to try and get it back. Just as we have this break again. Warm welcome to everyone who's tuning in. If you are new, hello and welcome to Phil's Corner. This is where we talk about football shirts in all their glory. And I do apologise for what appears to have been a technical glitch. I think from what I gather, we're still live on the stream, and it is simply eBay. I'm going to try. Okay, I think we might be back. Again, apologies for that delay. Let's try again. Auction ending list again. Pick up where we left off. Don't know what happened there. Right. This, I've seen enough photos on these guys' tiles to know he sells fakes, so we're going to ignore them. Another Hummel, another Hummel shirt here. And nothing special, but you know, for a tenner, that is a good price. I've picked up a few shirts like this over the years for my collection. I really liked the Coventry, the black and white Coventry shirt, third shirt from a couple of seasons ago. So that was again around a tenner from the club shop. So these can be really good kind of, you know, additions, and particularly if you're, you know, not based in the UK and you kind of like have fewer kind of club loyalties in that sense. Something like a lower league shirt like this, and Hummel are really good quality. Yeah, so that's a nice pickup for a tenner. It's not exactly a steal, but it's certainly a decent. You know, you're not going to get many good shirts or many better shirts for that kind of price. Now this is an interesting one. Supposedly an authentic Arsenal shirt, but the V of the JVC is certainly missing, and there is what I believe is unofficial. Yeah, so kind of. Well, I can't remember the name set, but I'm pretty sure that's not the authentic one. Unsure as to the genuine nature of this, and it doesn't have any bids, so that obviously immediately puts you off. Yeah, one I'd have to investigate more. We will ignore it for now. 1-0 Northern Ireland, about to go ugly. CONCACAF Nations League going on here today and tomorrow. USA plays tomorrow in Grenada. Very good. Yeah, International Week. It's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see. Obviously there'll be a few new kits scattered around. That name printing looks very odd, doesn't it? With the larger R and the G. I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's just a kind of. Yeah, I'm not sure. That looks odd. Someone else will be able to help me there. Just as I've got a bruised banana with the missing V in the JVC. Any idea how easy that is to get repaired? I don't know, in all honesty. I can't even remember what that sponsor is made of. Whether it's felt or plastic, etc. And honestly, I'm not very good when it comes to repairs and that sort of thing. That's certainly not my area of expertise. Another jacket, and this is quite an incredible piece. I mentioned Coventry before. The Coventry, it's a tracksuit top from the FA Cup final. Now, presumably not. I don't believe it's. It's a remake, a rework they've put here. Really nice. Obviously, given that it is essentially a retro jacket, a kind of remake of the jacket, the value is limited, but already £60 there, which kind of shows you the interest. It's certainly a very interesting looking piece. Again, it is a remake, so it's not too much to say there, but yeah, very nice indeed. This is sadly not a good size. We talk a lot about sizes here on the channel. Really, you're looking, I'm looking anyway, for medium or large. That's not to say that you can't get a shirt outside of that range, but it's one of those things where I would always say you should be paying a lot less for something outside of medium or large. And large boys, of course, is going to be far, unless you're buying for your somebody who is that kind of age and size, or you're then of course it kind of opens up the market. Something like this for a fiver is a great pickup. Someone like me, I would struggle to then sell it on, and sure, I could buy it and maybe give it to someone, and it is that cheap that again, and the year's wrong, actually. It should be 2002, but that's a really nice kind of pickup, again, if you can make use of the size kind of thing. But really, we are looking for medium or large. Smaller XL is also okay, and of course sometimes you buy a shirt and the size is just a bit, the fit is a bit large or a bit small, etc. Right, this Dortmund shirt, obviously now that Dortmund are out of Europe, who did they lose? I honestly can't remember who they lost to now. My mind has gone completely blank. Chelsea, of course it was Chelsea. Now that Dortmund are out, I don't know how they're doing in the cup, but stuff like a cup shirt, people might be wanting to get rid of them, and that's, you could potentially pick up a bargain. 35 quid, that's nothing too crazy. I'm also not super keen on this particular design, but it's the kind of thing which, again, you can keep an eye out for. Again, particularly if a team, if it's something like a cup shirt and they go out of the cup that they are wearing the shirt in, and I don't know if they're wearing it in the domestic cup competitions. If they are, of course, and they're in it, that might change things. You might need to discount what I've just said there. No worries, Buck. Thanks for popping in, mate. See you very soon. Have a good one. Right, so let's have a look at this job lot. I don't need to go over job lots. It's fun to kind of assess. Often, I mean, they are a bit like this, right? Where You've got some shirts, some kind of training or leisure wear stuff, which really, really lowers the value. And there's very little in there which I'd want to even pick up at all. You know, like the Team Guys Saint Etienne's not terrible, and Young Boys Puma, there's something there. Bit of New Balance, standing the age, but this is, you know, you wouldn't want to pay anywhere near that amount. And again, it's surprising, but so often these, well, it's not surprising, I guess. So many of these job lots are just filled with leisure, like that Bayern shirt. That's just a leisure top. Same with the United there. An Erema, like generic top. Yeah, there's very little, very little of value. But that is the way it goes. You know, I'm sure people. There'll be better places to buy kind of job lots, I think, often than eBay. At least in my limited experience in that area. Alright, let's see. Okay, let's have a look at this Colo Colo shirt. Colo Colo, one of those teams who have a lot of really kind of simple shirts, but the crest is one of my favourites, and one of my early videos on the channel looking at my favourite crests in football, they did feature quite highly. This is very nice. Now the thing is with a shirt like this, it's not really got any standout features, but it is, again, it's a Colo Colo shirt. I do have a somewhat of a fondness for them as a team. At 20 quid, that feels like about where I would expect, what I'd expect to pay for the shirt. Maybe a bit less, but it's not really drawing me in at that price. Now, if we just have a look quickly to verify what year this is, and again, this is something which I do, you know, I like to kind of try and understand, because you shouldn't always trust the listings. So often people get it wrong. This is actually one of Jake's. That's funny. I did not realise that. Yes, it is. Colo Colo is one of my picks up in job lot. Very good, Jake. Very good. Yeah, so the 20 quid, that price seems fair. And I certainly don't. Yeah, there we go. Spot on with the year there. I would probably, like, this is the kind of thing I'd maybe take a flyer on, like a tenner, but equally, you know, it's not a bad price. It's certainly not. It's not a shirt that's white, you know, you see all the time. And again, this is one of the things where, even though, compare it to, say, the Northampton shirt that we looked at just before, that is going to be more common, you know, in the market, so to speak. So yeah, honestly, not a bad price. Jake, and this is funny because this is Jake's shirt, so we can talk directly with the seller here. So it's a decent shirt, but has some bad peeling on the sponsor. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, you can see that it doesn't look terrible. Okay, yeah, fine, it is peeling a bit, but then, you know, that is a good price. I would maybe like a tenner. I'd be tempted. But you can see here some of the other shirts, and this is again from our friend Jake. And there's some good looking stuff there. Longs, a bit of Boca, and I don't remember seeing this. Is, yeah, the signature. That's quite a funny look, isn't it? Sorry, guys. Some other good stuff here. Just having a look. Had I not had that Boca shirt already, that would be definitely a potential pickup. I must say, I quite like these leisure tees, and to be honest, Jake, I might grab this off you. And again, I'll probably keep that on the side, on a tab there. Same with the Liverpool sweat. What's that? Size small. Were that a medium or large, or even an XL? I'd probably go for that one. You can see another one of those tees. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Yeah, so Jay, I might message you about this, and maybe see what price you could do on one of those. quite like the 90s Nike stuff. I'll keep that one for later. Good stuff. Let's keep shopping. As we go through, guys, I will probably finish around 9, a bit earlier today, just because I'm not quite at full strength. But however, I did want to jump on, say hi to you, get a quick video out, get a quick stream up. We should be all good for next week's Hot Wall stream though, and then subsequently we should be back on eBay the Tuesday after. But yeah. Hope you're well. Hope your week's well. We haven't really talked actually, and we should talk today about the various Adidas kits, because of course it's been a huge day in the international world with the Japan, Germany, Argentina, sorry, Colombia. I'm forgetting a few. Sweden. Several of the women's national team away kits, of course, made us today. I'm sure you've all seen them. If you haven't, check them out. We could talk about those. Which were your favourites? I'm certainly going to be looking out for some of those in the sales. I think I'm kind of in a wait and see kind of mode with them. There wasn't any which I wanted to grab straight away, but having said that, there is a lot to like. It's a wild collection. It's a bold collection. I expect it to be very popular with collectors. Unsurprisingly, some of the stuff was already selling out on Adidas' store anyway, although there will likely be restocks. But yeah, a big day for international kits and for Adidas. This Barcelona shirt, this was one of the early ones that was available on M&M Direct when M&M Direct started doing their thing. From memory, it was around 15 quid, I might be wrong. But you can see it's kind of still getting some bids there. It's a very nice shirt, to be honest, certainly at that price. But again, that just seeing that brought back memories of those days, of those early days of M&M Direct. What else have we got though? That just looks fake based on the picture. Yeah, some more dodgy looking stuff. Again, when I the amount of times I look through eBay, undoubtedly I've passed over stuff that is actually real and I've said is fake. But sometimes you've just gotta go with your gut. If something looks a bit off, or there's been, let's say, there's a shirt like this one here, there's no reason it would be listed this low if it was genuine. You just have to kind of, I think in those examples, it's worth just using your intuition. It's no biggie if it is actually real. You do see, you see the same sorts of shirts that get faked. That's kind of the thing, really, where, it's unsurprising that it's often New England shirts that do get faked. Now, Wellington Phoenix are an interesting team, and I'm quite partial to them, given that that's in New Zealand, so I've got a bit of a connection there. And honestly, I don't remember seeing this shirt before, but I quite like it. At 25 quid, it's kind of more than I'd want to pay for it. But having said that, I can't recall seeing this particular design, and I think I might. Well, let's have a look. Let's try and find this shirt elsewhere. Again, at 25 quid, it's like more than I want to pay. It, to me, I'd be more comfortable in the kind of 15 to 20 range. However, at 25, it's not immediately put me off, and it's one I want to try and look a bit more at now. So let's go through. Sorry, guys. Let's go through, and basically two things. And again, this is just my usual process. I want to establish what year this is, if we can, and then I want to try and basically buy this shirt. So you can see here, it's not, and this is one thing with our football shirts. For some of the quote unquote smaller teams, you don't always get full histories for teams. So it does seem like it could be around this area. this timeline. So we'll just check. So 2016 away. And yeah, Football Kit Archive, another good site. And to be fair, people have said I should transition to them. In my experience, they aren't quite. I mean, in this example, they've actually filled out the gap more than a football shirt. So there's that. But yeah, okay. So that's the shirt. Now let's see if we can simply buy the shirt. I mean, this is the thing really, which isn't always easy to do. So we're looking at, again, a quick Google search. Sometimes you can get stuff. Obviously, then you want to look at your biggest sites like classic football shirts, vintage football shirts. Those are the two of the bigger ones in terms of stock. So let's just literally search Wellington. And again, we'll do that for these two guys. You could use any sites you like. What's also good about this is even if you don't see the exact shirt, you can get an idea of things like price. So interesting, they've got some more recent shirts from the band Paladin. 20 quid, that seems reasonable. And again, some slightly older ones for 65 quid, so a bit more expensive. Vintage football shirts, a bit like classic football shirts, tend to pay a bit more of a premium. Interesting design there. Honestly, at this price, I think because it is my size, and it is and it's a shirt which I've not seen much before, it's definitely in consideration. I think what I'll do is I'll watch it and I'll see how I feel closer to the time. I think personally I probably would want to pay a bit less, so it's probably one I might walk away from, but I was very close. And the thing is, it's the kind of thing, because I've had a few recent purchases, I'm kind of less ready to pull the trigger, shall we say, to use that classic phrase. Interesting that the Adidas logo is sublimated there. But it's one where I'll definitely keep more of an eye on. And actually, we didn't even Google the code. It's worth doing that. We should do that for the sake of, again, kind of process. What you would usually do is Google that. Usually it's the number in the middle, depending on the manufacturer. So what have we got there? That's not brought up what we wanted. Sometimes if you stick Adidas in front of it, that helps. Nothing there. Let's try the second one, and again, nothing there. So what I would say with this example is it's not necessarily fake, but obviously if you can't get, and again I'll just try that middle one once again, if you don't see the listing that you're expecting to see, that would generally mean I want to explore a bit more. So sometimes for smaller teams, or teams that use templates and things like that, you don't get what you'd expect, i.e. the shirt. It is possible that this is fake. It would need more of an investigation, and the things you would do, for example, is to basically try and find the shirt, pictures of the shirt, and ideally you'd do some cross-referencing on things like details, on things like if you can find other listings, you might be able to find labels and that sort of thing. So that's it. It makes you pause for thought and think, okay, we need to do a bit more research. Again, it's not an immediate sign of a fake, but it's definitely the kind of thing which would need more investigation. Again, if you Google a code and nothing comes up, it gives you a reason to look into it a bit more. So there we go. That's a possible pickup. But I think at the price, we will probably pass, even though it is reasonable. And again, it would need a bit more research just to make sure it is real. Though, of course, it is possible as well to send the shirt back if it does turn out to be fake. That's not too much of a problem. Interesting to see a concept kit, or I should say a fake kit, undoubtedly based on a concept. And it's crazy how you see fake shirts now in kind of heat ready. I say heat ready spec. Not actually, but it is actually. It's amazing that you see kind of player spec fakes, and of course most fakes often do go for the high end, whether it's dry fit ADV or heat ready. They've done a good job on this one, to be honest, even though it is fake. But yeah, there we go. It's a crazy world, that the world of fake shirts. This is undoubtedly a remake, but interesting to see. Yeah, I mean the colour looks very blue. It's the kind of thing where, and again, there's no inside label or anything. Yeah, you'd want to know more about that. Maybe double check. I might be wrong on that, in all honesty. Speaking of tracksuit tops, love these kind of vintage ones here. This colour as well is just fantastic. Of course, Barca having the away kit in this colourway. Love seeing the metal zip there. It's just again, 40 quid. That seems like a very good price. I'm sure it will go up. Of course, it's still got an hour to go, but it's really good stuff. And yeah, like there's such a market for this stuff. There really is. But yeah, what else have we got? Nothing's grabbing me. But we've got to persevere. It only takes one thing. Just yeah. I was just sorting through some stuff today, and sourcing through my South Korea Total 90 box shirt. That was, of course, an eBay find on the stream. Yeah, an absolutely brilliant one, that. Now, I really like this Fenerbahce shirt. The feathers, I believe it's supposed to be feathers, but it kind of looks like bananas. And honestly, this is one I've been looking out for. Just because I think it's kind of funny how it looks like bananas from a distance anyway. So I think this is going to be worth a bid. 40 quid is a bit rich, so maybe an offer actually. I mean, I was going to say worth a bid. 40 quid, it's not a terrible price, but this is a fairly recent shirt, and it's not a shirt which I think would be difficult to find. But let's just have a look. So you can see here, for example, you can still get a brand new. Sorry. Have we lost the stream? Oh, okay. I think we're back. Sorry, guys. I thought we might have. I thought the stream had gone dead for a second. I think we're back. So you can see here, guys, the shirt is still actually available, and this is last year. Oh, sorry, this year's. So it's actually this year's away shirt. My bad. So I thought this was last year's. It's actually this year's, and you can see here already it's available for 49 quid. So it's the kind of thing where I quite love the shirt, and honestly, I would like to see this one in person and just look at that pattern in person, because I think I quite like it in general. I'm going to throw in a bid of 20 quid and see what they say, because if I can get it for 20 quid, I'll be happy. Obviously, I wouldn't expect the seller to accept, but you never know. You shouldn't feel bad about putting in an offer like this. Maybe they're looking for a quick sale and that sort of thing. But there you go. That's a shirt which, again, I'm quite keen to look at, to pick up. If we get that rejected, that's fine. Obviously, given that it's already on sale, that bodes well for a kind of further reduction. You can see it on places like ProDirect as well. So the chances are this one will go down in price from these retailers. And of course, if that is the case, we could potentially get it for cheaper in just kind of the main sales. I really like this front shirt. Love that inside net detail. From a fun era when Nike and France and doing good stuff. 50 quid. inside small, nothing that's going to tempt us, but certainly a shirt which I think has a lot of quality. Jake says, also really like the adidas women's international kit released today. Do you think in the future clubs might introduce separate kits for their men's and women's teams? Interesting. I expect they would, Jake, or at least if you look at kind of how that has become much more common on the international scene. It's been the case in the international scene for a little while, but it's only more common than it has been. Yeah. So I think it's the kind of thing where it wouldn't surprise me. Certainly for some of the bigger teams, clubs that have very, very successful women's teams in their own right. It wouldn't surprise me. Sorry, if we see a bit more bespoke stuff. Now this shirt is a lot of fun. This is of course one of the Total 90 shirts. In long sleeve, which is great to see. £54, not cheap. And I don't remember that having. I don't know if that looks like some damage potentially on the neck. Oh no, maybe that is how it was. I don't remember it having that kind of neckline. I mean, there were so many variations on the Total 90 template. Stuff of that did actually happen, even though it looks a bit odd at first glance. Daz says we were doing the European tops when they get released. If you mean on the Hot Wall, Daz, absolutely, yes, that is the plan. I will. Probably what I'll do is at the start of the next Hot Wall episode, maybe look at some of those kits, if not all of the international kits, because I think they are certainly. There's a lot to say. There's a lot to like about them. So I think I will. Daz. You can see here, guys. I might be wrong, but I think that is actually just some damage there. On the neckline, but it's great to see. It's fun to see a long sleeve Total 90. You didn't see many of them around. The price is a bit higher than you want to pay. This is actually another one from Jake, which is good. So another one from our friend Jake in the chat. But it's a great pickup, and again the price is reasonable. Even though I might be wrong. I think that has. I see. It's funny because I'm not even sure myself. It'd be a great one to get a name set on, wouldn't it? But there we go. I really like this Mönchengladbach shirt. £20. It's the kind of thing where it's probably more than I want to pay. It's reasonable, and this is the thing with eBay, right? You see stuff like this, assuming it's real. That is not a bad price at all. It's completely fair. You're much better off getting something like this than kind of a lot of stuff which you see, which is worth you spend double the amount and it's not nearly as interesting. I'd much rather go for a vintage shirt like this. It's got a certain charm to it. It kind of has it's a very odd kind of design, a very kind of asymmetric look, but it's a lot of fun. Giant Lotto logos on the sleeves there. £20, that's pretty reasonable. You could even get it for lower if you could stick in an offer there. So that is not a bad find at all. In fact, we will stick in. Just again, some people, will just reject that straight off, and that's completely fine. But if you've got the so there we go. Like I say, if you've got the make offer option there, it's always worth using it. Sometimes, of course, they have kind of minimum, like a threshold. That's completely fair. And that's okay. We will move on and keep going. For the final home run, and again, it's a short stream. I'm still recovering from a bit of a cold, but it's been good to hang out. And again, shorter time and an unusual time slot. But I do want to say thank you guys for hanging out. Some good numbers here, especially when there's a big game as well, big international game. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time, hanging out with me. It's much appreciated. Now, this Liverpool shirt, obviously, it's not been a great year for us. I am interested though in picking up one of the reasonable shirts with their player name and number, their timings, because I don't have one. So it's one thing which I wouldn't mind adding to my collection. The price is nothing too special, but I think it is one where I would potentially, again, especially if the season doesn't, if it continues to kind of go down the pattern it has already. Yeah, what's the table looking like now? And again, I'm going to have to refresh my memory. Looking at Liverpool here, it's an uphill battle. It's not impossible. In fact, to be honest, it is actually possible. It's going to be difficult though. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to get top 4. You know, it's possible. But let's say we miss the top 4. I'd love to pick up some of this. Let's pick up some of this with printing, and I'd hope to do it a bit cheaper than that. But you know, it's not a bad price. But obviously, again, the fortunes or misfortunes of clubs on the pitch does impact the price of kits. If a team has a bad season, you're more likely, you know, it's very simply, you're more likely to get bargains on the kits. I would love to add this PSV Eindhoven shirt to my collection. Sadly, the price is a bit high. In fact, it's quite high, but it's such a great kit. I really like this one. It's so simple, but the collar is just absolute perfection. PSV has some great shirts over the years. Love that jocked adidas as well. It's a really, really good shirt. Still got tags actually. It looks like it was from Japan. Yeah, the price is too high, but it's not, you know, not a shirt you would see for cheap most of the time. Really fun to see the WWF sponsor there. I don't remember that happening, but that's a really fun pickup. Okay, I mean, I'm just going to assume that's not real, but we will check it out. Let's have a look. This is a shirt which I would also like to pick up, and again, I'm kind of just assuming. I mean, based on this, it's showing as a kind of authentic, but it doesn't have the sleeve patches, which I'm pretty sure the authentic version of the kit had. So I would need to do some more investigation. I do really like some of the Sounders stuff in general, whether that's the modern stuff or some of the older stuff. I've thought for a while about maybe trying to backdate and pick up a few old Sounders kits. It's certainly something I may look at doing. Yeah, they've got some fun stuff. I mean, a lot of the MLS teams actually do have really interesting kits from their kit history. And yeah, the Sounders, I've always been drawn. I think some of the colour scheme, it's a little bit kind of out there. I mean, that combined with the Xbox sponsor they have for so many years, a lot of nice elements to their kits. This is interesting to see the Icon jersey here. This, of course, was a range of kits which Adidas did, and honestly, they were quite good. And to be honest, at that price as well, that's very reasonable. One to watch there, I would say, at 25 quid. Again, these shirts have a limited kind of resale value, but you know, it's Argentina, of course. You know, they're world champions. And this, I think, it's a very wearable shirt. Assuming that is real, I'd have to double check. I think I'll watch that one. I'll be tempted at 25 quid. You know, you probably could get it for less. I mean, I don't know. These might even still be available for sale. It's worth having a quick look actually whilst we're here. Again, limited kind of value. I mean, you can see here. So to be honest, they are actually selling still. Obviously, they will likely hit the sales, but you can see there at Pro Duets. And that's the shirt you're getting, and you know, it's kind of got a boxy fit. Honestly, I think that would be worth a pick up at 25 quid. Again, it's kind of got a casual look, but I really like that. I think we will bid on that. I'll watch it. I'll wake up tomorrow, and if it's still at that price, that is going to be something which I'll go in for. nothing crazy. And again, that's not one you'd kind of sell on. That is one just you'd buy to wear kind of thing. But yeah, I've not bought many icon stuff over the years, but this is the kind of thing which I think, again, if you can get it for that sort of price or less, I'd be interested. Brad, great insight here. It says, I'm a whole fan of the WWF logo, so the kids shirts as the adult shirts had a gambling sponsor. Brad, spot on, mate. That is exactly the kind of intel we like to see. Appreciate that, and that explains why I didn't recognise it. I wondered if it was just like a charity sponsor for one game, but that's fantastic. Appreciate that very much. Good knowledge there. This Germany shirt, again, Team Guy shirt, memories of the World Cup. Was it the well, I'm trying to think which game they wore it in now in the World Cup. Anyway, 15 quid, honestly not too bad. Not the best quality pictures. Yeah, 15 quid. That's not too bad at all. You can see a few more international stuff, but nothing too exciting. Yeah. Small. This is a wild keeper template from the 90s. And already supposedly a Scotland shirt, although selling at a premium, you could, people, whether that's real or not, I don't know, but yeah, you don't like to see that, that's for sure. Immediately selling the shirt for above what it sold for. Yeah, a kind of variety of stuff, but nothing as we close, I think. So yeah, I think honestly, looking back at this icon shirt, I think that'll be worth the pickup at 25 quid. We'll see how we go. We'll sleep on it. Wait till tomorrow. On the whole shirt, Rich saying, I was kind of gutted we couldn't get the adult whole shirts with WWF logo. I like the look. Yeah, I could at the time get a tiny WWF logo above the main sponsor for like 3 quid, but yeah, much prefer them as a main sponsor. Yeah, no, that is that's the kind of thing where actually sometimes I do really think when clubs can start to offer more options for sponsors, it's going to really open up, I think, just the kind of the opportunities, and I'm fully expecting kind of customizable sponsors in the form of digital sponsors or that sort of thing to become a thing in the coming years, the next 5-10 years, to open up things like customized sponsors and that sort of thing. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. It's been a shorter stream. I'm recovering from a bit of an illness, so I've not been quite at full strength, but it has been good. Nonetheless, great to hang out with you as always, and appreciate you taking the time. There will be many more videos to come, whether it's streams here, we've got more main videos. I've got a very special unboxing video which I'm going to be doing for a new shirt that's not long come out. Look out for that in the coming days, as well as other videos which I've been promising for a while. But I will leave it there. Any final questions, stick them in the chat. But it's been great to hang out. Great to see some new faces, some old hands as well. And as we close, James says QR code. A sponsor would allow teams to organize multiple sponsors in different countries. Exactly, that's the kind of thing. You see, for example, when a team plays in Europe and they can't have their sponsor for kind of local restrictions. So you could imagine scenarios where that would help in that regard. We mentioned about youth shirts having different sponsors, and again, I think, there's lots of interesting possibilities. Obviously, these kind of things may take time to kind of actually play out, but I think sponsorship as an area is certainly more much is going to necessitate innovation for different reasons. You look at things like how many clubs are struggling to get sponsors in the first place. And I think the model could do with improvements and changes. Whether digital sponsors is the way to go is another question. But I think, definitely you would expect to see some more changes in that area. thanks again, guys. On your way out, don't forget to subscribe. If you want to support me further and I keep up to date with my journey to basically want to become a kit designer, that's kind of what I'm really focusing on this year. And I'm sharing exclusive insight into that process through my Patreon. So I'm sharing kind of my workings as I go through my latest designs, sharing designs which I haven't actually, showcased publicly yet. Loads of other benefits to the Patreon, but you can check that out in the description. Thank you anyway, though, just for watching on here and supporting on here. It really does make a big difference and helps me do what I do. So thank you. Yeah, I think we'll leave it there. I'll see you over on Twitter, no doubt, or indeed here on YouTube again. And yeah, thanks again for hanging out. I will leave you on the outro soon. All the best. See you later.